This here's Jimmy. Jimmy was my first deer that I ever shot. Just so happened to be the best one that I'll probably ever shoot. 12 point when I was 12 years old. Yeah, we can talk about background growing up. Wasn't always about motorcycles. Wish I would have been able to afford having a dirt bike growing up, but unfortunately didn't have the means to do so. Kind of grew up doing some crazy shit back in Ohio. Very, very different. It's probably one of the more unique stories that I like to tell people about how I grew up. Was before high school I lived in a little town of about 200 people. In that town, my dad had kind of grown up doing a little bit of everything. You know, being the youngest son, he took care of the whole property and tended to beehives and hunted and everything. And he taught my brother and I how to trap when we were younger. So we would get up at all hours of the day and night, and we would go out trapping in the rivers. And I sold pelts when I was a kid. We'd chop wood all year round. Our house was built in the 1850s, so it was only a wood furnace. And learned how to chop wood real well, cut down trees, do some pioneer shit, selling pelts. Pretty strange. Hi, my name is Josh Bell, and this is my life behind bars. So I started riding about 10 years ago. Well, street at least. I had gotten a handful of opportunities when I was younger growing up to ride on dirt bikes, but for the most part, I had a taste from it at a younger age. Always wanted to keep riding, always wanted a dirt bike, and eventually when I got to the point where I had enough money to get something, I was ready for the road. First bike that I had ended up being a 1983 Yamaha XS650. I had a buddy back in Columbus who was helping guide me on what to get off Craigslist, and he had suggested a few different bikes. Ended up buying the XS and then really just wanted to start learning how to modify things and tweak stuff. Naturally, as most people without mechanical backgrounds do. There were definitely a few Frankenstein stages for it. Ultimately, it was a great bike. The list of bikes from there kind of went on. I ended up graduating from 83 XS650, got a 06 Sportster 1200, rode that. I ended up riding that until it had some pretty bad piston slap and traded it in. Got a 2019 Softail. It was a street bob, and about that time acquired a 2002 883, essentially a Sportster tracker, scrambler with big nubbies and everything. I got to enjoy that for a very short period of time. I was hoping to start racing and jumping it or hill climbing, whatever, and ended up breaking my leg about a year and a half ago. So we raffled that thing off, helped pay for some medical bills. Took about 4 or 5 months for me to be able to start riding again. When I did, I started hitting the road hard last year around February. Did a lot of touring and road trips on the street bob. Ended up picking up a 93 Honda Nighthawk just to teach friends lessons on. Fun to have and just scoot around on a little bit. Definitely was great for some of my friends to be able to get a little practice on. Recently had to get rid of that, just make room in the garage. Ended up switching everything up. Got a 99 Sporty chop that was hardtailed, had a bore kit on it, and then a 2002 a Dyna Defender FXDP police bike, which honestly the old police Dynas have always been appealing to me. I've always wanted to own one. Been having a bunch of fun on those two bikes. What does riding give to me? I'd have to say two things. Freedom. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want. The second piece is really headspace. I would say it's like serenity. To me, it's been very meditative to be able to go specifically on long trips. On a lot of my long trips, I'll end up just kind of pausing the music and just enjoying the open road. Knees in the breeze and just getting to process other things that I feel I have a hard time processing if I'm not out on the bike just roaming around, and usually that's a place for me to do when I'm riding solo. The furthest that I've ridden on a motorcycle would have been last fall. I had been wanting to do a long trip for quite some time. Had a handful of buddies that had done about a month on the road. Really couldn't swing that with work. I ended up planning out a route where I'd be able to hit 2 motorcycle events on the same loop. Given the time frame, I was only able to make it 11 days. I did 3,400 miles, 6 states. I started the trip off doing a 1K in a day. I had always wanted to do an Iron Butt Challenge. Left here in Laguna around 4:45 maybe. I had been watching the weather all week, was hoping that it was not going to be so hot, but I had already kind of planned this out, and a lot of it was revolved around being at Party at the Pen in Boise, Idaho. I ended up doing my 1K. By the time I got through Vegas, it was like 8 a.m. and 108 degrees. Kept riding up through Utah, got even hotter, to the point where there were gas stations that I was stopping at where the pumps were malfunctioning and their electronic systems weren't working. So I wasn't making great time for the 1K. Ambitiously thought that maybe I could get even close to a record time. That was, I knew at that point, not gonna happen. It was also brutally windy, but I just kept trucking through, got to Salt Lake, and I've got some friends up there, so I was trying to figure out whether I would want to make the last 300 miles or not, and decided to smash some Jimmy John's and a couple Red Bulls and just fucking send it. I've done a lot of 700-mile days, 600-700 miles. Definitely doable. I think the make or break point for a lot of people is when you get past that 700-mile mark. Getting the extra 300 miles in was tough. It was super windy, and finally when the sun started going down, I had left Salt Lake and I was coming down out of the mountains, and it started cooling off finally, and as soon as I got out of the mountains, it was just super heavy crosswinds. I was just leaning sideways trying to stay on the road. I felt like Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. But just kept jamming tunes. I literally had to pull off the side of the road and take a piece of duct tape and tape it to my freaking visor to keep it down because the wind was so chattery. Even with a windshield, it was just rattling it straight up. Just mustering through it, and then got to Idaho and it was wildfires and just super smoky, and then had to pull off and put a mask on because it was so smoky it was hurting to breathe. But by the time I actually got to Boise, I kind of caught a second wind, and fortunately nobody was up and at it at that point in time, but I was ready to party after after doing over 1,000 miles. Button this up. You can't see the wire. What's that? Genuine leather. 3 payments. Just goofing. New boot goofing. Come take a peek at the rig. Aside from riding motorcycles all the time, I highly suggest that you buy an old van. Just saying. My name is Josh Bell, and that was my life behind bars.